Spawnlings of Australia, a brave new age is upon us. It's a glorious new year of gaming. And behold, the dawn of D.A.R.R.E.N 3.0!
And welcome back to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for gamers by gamers. I'm Hex.
And I'm Bajo.
And I am D.A.R.R.E.N. Oh, I feel so new, so refreshed.
Oh, it's so good to be back.
Yes, this is our very first episode for 2016.
And D.A.R.R.E.N, you actually do look a bit refreshed. Have you had an upgrade over the break?
Yeah, you look like shinier or something.
Oh, it's more than that, Hex. My new central processing core can now plot a course to Perexis Prime in less than 12 parsecs. And you'll see the D.A.R.R.E.N cave has had a security upgrade too. It's now 99.5% human resistant.
Well, it's not like we were allowed in there anyway.
Yeah, but 99.5, we still have a chance, Bajo. Something else you may have noticed that's new is the opening animation to our show. How cool was that?
Oh, thank you, Hex. Goose and I worked long and hard over the holidays putting that together.
I thought you did feature rather prominently there, D.A.R.R.E.N, but hey, great job to you and Goose. Hex, what did you get up to over the break? And I hope you didn't actually have a break.
Oh. You mean this? No, Bajo, it's just a foot injury. These things happen, and I'll be better soon. Plus, then I had more time to hang at home and play games and cuddle my cats.
Do you think you could move out of the way, please?
Would you like a robotic limb, Hex? I think I have a spare rocket boot I could weld on for you.
Oh, no, thank you, D.A.R.R.E.N. I don't think I'm quite ready to become a cyborg just yet. What about you, Bajo? What did you get up to?
I've been meaning to show you. I made my very own Bajo Sonic action figure. 3D printed it myself.
A remarkable likeness.
I can make you one too if you like, D.A.R.R.E.N. Oh, but we should get on with the show. Coming up, it's a superhero smackdown with Lego Marvel Avengers.
It's got a little tail.
Don't you have a tail?
This quadrant is unsafe. Please back away. We are here to help. Please back away. We are here to help.
Plus, Nintendo's Dream Team get a bit stuck in Mario and Luigi's Paper Jam Brothers.
All right then, put your brains into first gear, everyone. It's time for a brand new D.A.R.R.E.N's Challenge! Today, I'm asking you this. What was the first game to combine Mario with Sonic? Answer at the end of the show.
Oh, hey, I wonder what Goose got up to over the break.
Let's ask him. Goose! Goose!
Hi guys, good to be back.
Good to see your goosey face again. What have you been up to?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I've been working on my new segment. So, it's out with the old and boring news and in with Goose's top gaming picks.
Is that really what you're going to call it?
It's a work in progress, D.A.R.R.E.N. Each week I'll still bring you the latest headlines, but I'll also be hunting down anything cool that grabs my attention, including awesome creations from you spawnlings as well. First up, Mattel, the makers of the ever-popular Barbie doll, have revealed the upcoming dolls for 2016. And notably among the new lineup is Game Developer Barbie, which will hopefully inspire young women to join the industry one day. You go, girlfriend! Next up, have you ever wondered what would happen if you smushed two portals together and found yourself inside? Well, wonder no more, as a gamer known as Crowcat has created a special level so he could do just that, for science of course. The result was an inescapable and strange world of infinite portals and glitches. Whoa, I think I'll take being held captive in a science lab over that any day. And finally, a gamer by the name of Helgfan has created a working calculator in Super Mario Maker. He's called the impressive contraption the Cluttered Chaos Calculator. Through a mix of ingenious level design and what I can only assume is magic, the device can add two numbers together as long as they're between 0 and 7. Wish I had that when I was in maths class. All I had was Mario teachers typing, and that was not much fun. Well, that's all for this week, Spawnlings. If you have something you've created, it could be a video of something cool you did in a game, maybe show off a level you've created, like something you built in Minecraft, or even a drawing of your favorite video game character, maybe even D.A.R.R.E.N. Just send it through here. And who knows, it could be one of Goose's gaming picks. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Goose. Alright guys, it's time to check out the latest Mario adventure, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam Brothers for the 3DS.
I'm more of a strawberry jam man myself.
It's not that kind of jam, Bajo. Paper Jam is actually a crossover of the Mario and Luigi series and the Paper Mario series. And like those games, this is a role-playing game. So don't go into this expecting the usual Mario platforming. This is focused on turn-based combat and leveling up.
Yes, and their worlds have literally crossed over here. After clumsy old Luigi unwittingly causes the residents of the Paper Mario universe to spill out into their world.
You can't take Luigi anywhere, can you?
No, he does seem trouble-prone. And now it's double trouble for the Mushroom Kingdom as Mario and Luigi have to deal with 2 Bowsers and save 2 princesses. But never fear, because there's also 2 Marios to save the day.
I thought it was odd that Paper Luigi didn't tag along.
One Luigi is enough, I think, Hex. Anyway, much like other Mario RPGs, you can't deal with baddies by simply jumping on their heads. Instead, you'll go into battles where you have to take turns launching attacks and dodging the enemy's attacks.
I found it interesting how each character is controlled by their very own button too. So the A button controls Mario, Luigi is on B, and Paper Mario on Y. It can be surprisingly tricky controlling all 3 of them at the same time during the heat of battle.
Yeah, and you need to have really good timing, since hitting their buttons at just the right moment is essential to dealing max damage or successfully dodging an attack.
Affirmative. But if you're finding it too hard, you can switch the game to easy mode at any time. This helps by slowing down attacks and by giving you a bigger window of opportunity, while also making your attacks stronger and enemy attacks weaker.
Guys, I wasn't a huge fan of the combat. I didn't like the quick time heavy nature of it, and I never had to change my tactics from one enemy to the next. It also takes ages to unlock new moves, so you only have a small handful of attacks available for most of the game. It just felt like I was doing the same mini-games over and over again, and that was a bit shallow and repetitive for my tastes.
At least the attacks are quite inventive, featuring things like games of soccer and tennis.
I didn't mind the combat. I mean, it's basic, but it's fun. Although one thing I didn't like was how you can't see how much health enemies have. I mean, why hide that? And it's especially annoying in long boss fights, since you don't know how close you are to beating them.
Outside of the battles, you'll be exploring classic areas of the Mushroom Kingdom. However, you'll find many areas are off limits at first. But as you progress through the story, your team will figure out special moves to help them overcome obstacles. And occasionally, you'll require the help of paper toads to move on. When that happens, you have to launch into special mini levels, which have you looking for hidden toads or even sneaking past guards to free them.
Yeah, and sometimes the toads will go off and build these giant paper craft statues. And these are for you to compete in special battles against other giant paper craft statues.
These are all pretty simple, but at least they helped add some variety. What about the story? What did you think of that?
Well, sadly, there's nothing new there. It's the same old save the princess story that's in every other Mario game. Well, except that there are 2 princesses now. I did enjoy some of the humor, but these characters do love to talk. They just yap on and on at times.
You know you've maybe got too much dialogue when you have to include a fast forward button and characters keep asking you not to use it.
Well, at least it has that fast forward button. Anyway, we should wrap this up, guys. What are you giving it?
Well, I was expecting a bit more from this. It's just too repetitive for my liking, so I didn't have that much fun, you guys. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Well, it is a basic RPG, but it does the basics quite well. Plus, there is a lot of game here, so I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
According to my sensors, our inbox is full. It's almost overflowing. Quickly, you 2 have to get to the Our Spawn Point desk to answer all our letters. Hurry!
Oh, hex, there are so many emails here. So many. I count 4,569. Oh, Darren was right.
I don't know where to start.
Hey, Hex.
Yes?
Guess what?
What?
Over the break, I devised a new type of high five. What you do is, you got to high five, but make as little contact as possible.
Okay, so it's kind of more like a high graze type thing.
Yeah, high graze, high tap. Want to give it a go?
Yeah.
You ready?
Right.
Here we go.
Was that it?
Yeah, well, it certainly was a form of it. I think you probably, you came out of the gate running, but you just need to practice a little bit more.
Me? What about you? You did exactly the same thing that I did. You know what? I am not going to give you the satisfaction. Let's just get to some questions. And first up for the year, we have this one from Giselle, queen of awesome cheese sandwiches, who is in the cheese sandwich factory in French Melbourne, Victoria.
French, Melbourne, cheese sandwich factory, queen of cheese sandwiches. Too many awesome things. Your Highness. Your cheesy highness.
Hiya, GGSP. What do you think about 2016 so far? Are there any good games coming out in 2016/17 that are worth buying? My sister has a 3DS and I would like to get her a present. What good Mario games are there for the 3DS? Sorry if so long. P.S. Bajo, you are my master. Hex is my worker. Darren is my secretary noob. Giselle and her sandwiches out. Blah, blah.
Well, your cheese sandwich majesty. So far, 2016 seems to be off to a promising start, and there are definitely a few great-looking games coming out this year.
Yeah, personally, I'm looking forward to the new Ratchet and Clank and the new Zelda.
Oh, yes. And hopefully No Man's Sky and the new Star Fox can bring some sweet space action with lots of lasers and pew-pew-pews.
Yeah, and there are so many other games to look forward to, but it's hard for us to say if anything is going to be worth buying at this point. We've got to play the games first. Oh, well, we'll just have to wait and see, and we'll play them, and we'll let you know in our reviews.
Yes, absolutely. It's definitely going to be an interesting year, especially since we'll finally see a whole bunch of those virtual reality headsets come out, and we'll be learning what the next Nintendo console will be like.
Yeah, but hopefully those VR headsets won't make Darren robo-spew too much. Anyway, it's such a nice thought of you to be getting your sister a present like that. Obviously, we weren't too blown away by Mario Paper Jam, but there are other great Mario games on the 3DS.
Yes, I'd say Super Mario 3D Land was my favourite. It's just great quality Mario platforming. But I did quite like the Paper Mario game, Paper Mario Sticker Star 2, if you think she might enjoy more of an RPG.
Yeah, and of course Mario Kart 7 is great if you think she'd enjoy a bit of kart racing. But let's move on now to this one from Kevin, who is in Albury, New South Wales.
Hi, Kevin. Hey guys, is there a LEGO Star Wars Force Awakens? If there is, will it be on Xbox 360 and PS3? And when will it come out? And is it like the complete saga game?
Well, we're happy to say that yes, Kevin, there is indeed a LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens game coming out this year. And it will be on 360 and PS3 and just about every console other than the original Wii.
Yeah, but as far as we're aware, it won't be like the complete saga. Well, at least it won't be based on more than one movie. The complete saga basically covers 6 different films, but this will just focus on The Force Awakens.
Well, it will apparently cover a little bit more story than the film did. So it's going to have a few missions that take place during the events that happened after Return of the Jedi and before The Force Awakens. So we should learn about how C-3PO got that red arm, for example.
And barring any delays, that's due to come out on the 28th of June.
But let's move on now to this one from Pink Blob Thing, who is in Dreamland, New South Wales. Xbox Live is going to be shut down from Xbox 360 consoles this November. Explain what this means. Does it affect XBLA?
Is this true, Hex?
Well, no, I don't think so. At least I haven't heard anything about that. Let's give Darren a call. He'll know.
What's Darren's number again? 1. 3.
Hello, Bajo.
Darren! Hello.
How can I help you today?
Well, Pink Blob Thing here says that Xbox Live is going to shut down on 360 in November. Is that true?
Well, there's been no announcement that Xbox Live will shut down for the 360 anytime soon. Anyone saying that is simply spreading a fairly unfounded rumour. The closest I can see to any statement like that made by Microsoft was in 2013, when they said they planned to continue to sell the 360 at least through to the end of 2016.
But will they shut down live support for 360 one day?
Well, they shut down support for the original Xbox back in 2010, so it would stand to reason that the 360 service will cease at some point too. I suppose that could be in November, however that seems quite unlikely.
But what would that mean if it did actually happen?
Well, essentially, it would mean that you wouldn't be able to access any 360 games' online features, like multiplayer or leaderboards. However, you could still play any single-player or offline modes.
So why don't you think they'll shut it down this year?
Well, there are still a lot of people playing 360 games online, and new 360 games are still being released, so I think it's too popular to discontinue at the moment. Also, they only started offering backwards compatibility with 360 games on Xbox One late last year. It wouldn't make much sense for them to turn off all the online features of those games so soon.
Oh, they're all very good reasons to keep it running for a bit longer. Thanks for that, Darren. Darren, you know it's always sad when a console gets discontinued, sunrise, sunset. Do you think you'll ever get discontinued?
I'd worry about yourself first, Bajo.
Oh, sick burn!
Goodbye.
All right, well, let's just move along to this one from Cat King Banjo, who is a noob who is in Yan City, Meow Meow, which is in Western Australia.
Hey, Yuz, since I'm a cat and all, are there any games that involve cute and adorable cats? Cat King. A woot.
Well, there are so many games out there with cats in them, it would take forever to list them all. But there is one I played recently called Niko Atsume. All you do is literally fill a bowl with cat food and put some toys out for the cats, and then you just wait for them to come. And then they give you fish, which you can spend on buying better food and toys for them. It's pretty basic, but the cats are just so cute. My favourite is the one that sits in a box and he can't quite fit in there and he's spilling it. It's so silly.
It's a good life. And off the top of my head, there's also Cat Lateral Damage, where you play as a cat that tries to destroy everything it can, and there's a free version of that on PC. Or there's something like Nintendogs Plus Cats for 3DS, if that's more your kind of thing.
But on that adorable note, we're out of time for this week, so if you'd like to ask us a question, then you can go here and send it in.
Shall we go back to the studio, Hex?
Let's do it.
All right. Good questions. Well, guys, LEGO are back with their latest superhero adventure. Are you ready to Hulk out?
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
He is ready to lead. And our force, our Chitauri, will follow.
Send in the Iron Legion.
LEGO Marvel Avengers is the latest superhero-themed LEGO game, and a spin-off to LEGO Marvel Superheroes. The main story quest follows both Avengers films, as well as various scenes from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, such as Captain America.
Born to victory on the wings of the Valkyrie!
However, as most of these films are rated M, lots of spawnlings probably haven't seen them.
Yeah, and not seeing the film can make the experience less fun. I mean, half the fun of these games is seeing a scene that you recognise from the films and reliving it in LEGO form.
Yeah, I agree. And if you don't already know what's going on, it can be hard to follow LEGO's goofy retelling. 1 minute you're fixing the helicarrier in Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. The next you're ziplining to a train as Captain America. That being said, the game is bursting with that trademark LEGO charm. Everything is designed to be as silly and fun as possible, and it's a joy to see that kind of positivity.
I assume the whole place is surrounded?
Just you and me.
Who are you?
Yeah, and collecting studs is as satisfying as ever. My favourite moment, in fact, was playing as Tony Stark and destroying everything in my own penthouse apartment. Ah, yes! Oh, the destruction! Ah! Have a bit of this! The Chaos Hex!
Yes, or breaking all of the expensive equipment in the SHIELD helicarrier. Take that! And that!
Each scene has been carefully recreated from the films, but unfortunately there's a bit too much messiness to it all. Shaky cameras or busy environments sometimes cloud your next objective, leaving you scratching your head.
I know what you mean, Darren. There were times where I couldn't figure out what was important and what wasn't, so I was just left stuck for ages.
Oh, affirmative. The game also introduces mechanics without properly explaining them, which really grinds my gears. For example, Tony Stark can call for an Iron Man suit by holding triangle, but the game never tells you that. In the end, I had to look up a guide. I felt positively human.
Oh, how awful for you, Darren. Well, I admit I got stuck too trying to activate Loki's scepter, because you had to activate the same terminal several times to make the right events trigger.
Access granted.
Which was not obvious at all.
Yeah, the puzzles in LEGO games have always been a bit clunky. One thing that they're finally improving on, though, is the combat. There's some new combat mechanics now, such as combo moves. You occasionally get a prompt to do a unique move, devastating the enemies around you. They change depending on the pairing, and mostly look really cool.
Yeah, and it's a nice addition to the gameplay and keeps the game feeling fresh. They've also mixed it up with things like this flying section, which was such a delightful surprise.
The story missions also only make up about 20% of the game, with plenty of open-world exploring to do afterwards. You can revisit each area to do quests, collect gold bricks, participate in races, and free Stan Lee, the founder of Marvel Comics.
Thank you for saving your Generalissimo, Brigadiers.
Oh, a number of new locations also open up, such as Asgard.
Plus, there are a massive amount of characters to unlock, and they all have unique abilities. Hawkeye has explosive arrows. Black Widow can stealthily go invisible and scan the environment. And Iron Man can melt gold with his laser beam.
Lasers!
Most of the main characters feel useful and pretty fun to play.
Lasers.
There's a good variety of obstacles that require a specific hero to unlock. But I didn't always feel quite like a superhero while playing. The combat was very similar between characters, and you don't really get that sense of power. But it's still pretty cool running around as all your favourite characters.
We reviewed this on PS4, but the game has been released on virtually every platform. However, the handheld version is a bit different, with alternate maps and missions. But what did you two think of this PS4 version overall?
Well, I think the story does leave a bit to be desired, especially if you haven't seen the films. However, there's heaps of hours and fun to be had in this open world, so I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, look, the game isn't as polished as I would have liked, but it's still very charming, and smashing studs is always fun, so I'm giving it 3 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Hey guys, why did the Avengers have trouble finding the villain?
I don't know, Bajo, why?
Because he was low-key. Low-key.
Loki.
The villain's name is Loki. Thanks.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
Bit of a dad joke.
Thanks.
It's time to reveal the answer to my challenge! At the start of the show, I asked you this. What was the first game to combine Mario with Sonic? And the answer is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, which was released back in 2007 on the Wii.
I imagine Sonic won all of the running events.
Yeah, but Mario would be king of the high jump.
That is true. Well, next week on the show, it's the puzzle platforming of Unravel.
Did I mention that my upgrade to D.A.R.R.E.N version 3.0 has tripled my cheese toasty making capacity?
What? No, you didn't mention this, Darren, and now that you have, I need some. Get cooking.
Oh, we can have a post-show snack. Until next time, may all your games be good ones. Hex out.
Bajo out.
D.A.R.R.E.N out. All right. Charging my cheese coils.
What? Is that Gouda?
I think it's Swiss cheese.
Actually, it's chirpy, a Tibetan cheese made from yak's milk.